Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Creeks Outdoors. Today I want to share with you a short story of my first experience hiking in Brazil. I was really interested, guys. Let's get right into it. So y'all, just about 2 weeks ago, I was on my Airbnb app when all of a sudden they have like trips on Airbnb. A local trip came up and it was a hiking trip and it had really cool pictures, and I was like, man, that would be awesome to go hiking in Brazil. There's a lot of mountains and pretty areas, and I love the outdoors, so I was like, man, that sounds awesome. So I messaged some of my friends. They said they were in, and pretty soon we had it planned for Saturday morning. Now, this isn't Saturday morning. This is like Saturday at 3 a.m. We're going to get picked up by this guide that we've never met before. So I sleep about 1 hour on Friday night. I couldn't sleep at all. And then I have to get up at 2 in the morning, go over to my friend's apartment, and we're waiting outside for this guy who we've never met to come pick us up at 3 a.m. in the morning. All of a sudden, this white car pulls up. It's like an old Ford Explorer or something, and you know, it's not the nicest car, but it's nice enough. So we're like, you know what, we're in Brazil, whatever. It's not super nice, but let's do it. We hop in, meet this guy. It's a little awkward at first, and it's 3 a.m. So at first, we're not talking to this guy at all. He doesn't speak that great of English. What do you talk about this early in the morning? We're all tired, and he's just driving. But when I say driving, I mean this guy is really driving. He is jamming gears and just going through the motions, getting this thing flying. We're hitting these potholes and stuff on the road. This guy's changing lanes fast. We're a little worried now at this point about, you know, what exactly we got into. But, you know, I'm thinking in the back of my head, you know, you're in a different country, you know, maybe it's just how they drive here. People do seem to drive a little bit crazy here in Brazil. Then we get on to another road, and there's speed bumps like every couple hundred yards. Well, this guy, I mean, he's maybe slowed down a little bit, but he's gunning it, and then once he gets to the speed bump, slowing down real quick, hitting the speed bump, bouncing. I'm like, oof. Then up ahead, there's a car stopped in the middle of the road with a motorcycle next to it. 2 people on the motorcycle, and they're stopped right in the middle, blocking the road. I'm like, here we go. Now we're gonna get robbed. This is what we got into. Well, they wave us by. We end up driving by, and this car is driving by. I look in the car, and there's like 2 kids smiling in the back, and this car is just beat up old car rolling. One of the tires is completely flat. It's on the rim, and it's just driving. So they let us go. Soon enough, we pulled up to the spot where we're gonna hike. When we get to the spot where we're gonna hike, there is not a mountain in sight. It's completely pitch black, and we're in a sketchy neighborhood. I'm like, where are we at? We get out, our guy's like, here we are, gives us our lunches, or breakfast, let me say, it's 4 in the morning. And then he gives us our flashlights. They're kind of dinky little flashlights, but whatever, this guy's balling on a budget, right? So we walk up the road a little way. He talks to somebody. They say, yeah, no, here. There's people at the park or whatever that we're at. And then just up in the side, there's a little trail, and we jump up in there and we start going on our way on the trail. Now, once we start walking, I start feeling a little bit better. Here we are, we're hiking. We finally made it to the mountain. We're probably not gonna get robbed. It's completely pitch black on this mountain. I'm in a jungle, and I have no idea where I'm going, but we start walking. Our guide, his name is Jao, I think is how you pronounce his name, starts telling us about the local area and stuff. We're still a little worried maybe that like a jaguar is gonna jump out and eat us, or a snake or something, but he says no need to worry, we're doing fine. After about 30 minutes of hiking or so, the terrain gets a lot steeper for the next 45 minutes to an hour. Now my friend Artur from France has on these like brand new, just bought them in Brazil, white low top Adidas, not made for hiking at all, and I felt bad for him. We were joking with him the whole way. He got him completely muddy and scuffed up. He kind of knew he was in for it though, because he didn't buy hiking boots, but it was actually pretty hard hiking, and we got to some points where we had to climb ladders that were built into the side of the rock. Seemed like it was completely dark, so at some points we were on like the side of the mountain. It seemed like there was huge drop-offs beside us, and then we're walking up grades of like just rock face like this, and there's nothing to hold on to. The guy just telling us where to follow. And I read this funny thing once from the owner of Patagonia was saying in a speech, Yvon Chouinard, that there's two guides. There's the guide that helps you up the mountain. He's real supportive and telling you what to do, and you feel really inspired from him. And then there's the guide that like is screaming at you, and you're more afraid of him than the actual mountain, so you get up the hill. Well, this guide, we were just falling blind. Like, he was just like, "Hey, let's go," not saying much, just going up, and we're just falling right behind him. It was like a completely third type of guide. He didn't need to assist us too much, and he knew that we had it. So it was his own kind of guiding, and something completely different. When we're close to the top now, at this point, we get to our first lookout area, and he calls us over there, and all of a sudden the sky just opens up, and there's just a million stars. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. You could see the Milky Way, maybe the most stars I've ever seen up on this hike, and it was really beautiful. Now at this point, I'm completely calm, and I'm just really happy to be there. We then finished hiking up the rest of the way. This was the hardest terrain we were on, getting really tired, and by the time we made it up there, we were ready for a little bit of a break. And once we got up, the sky completely opened up. I remember we could see the clouds were like shining, like lights on them, and that was because you could see the city below, the lights shining through the cloud. It was a really cool view. The most amount of stars I have ever seen. Is one of the most amazing views of my life. We laid up there for about an hour just looking up at the stars. I saw within like 30 minutes 5 or 6 shooting stars. I saw like 5 or 6 satellites. You could see them real slow moving through the sky, and it was just an awesome experience. Just think about life, see how cool everything was. Then once the sun started to come up, it was an even better view. We got some awesome pictures, and I was so happy to be there. One of the best experiences of my life, and even though it seemed a little sketchy at first, we knew what we were getting into. It's Brazil, and it really wasn't that sketchy in the end. The sun coming up, we could start to see everything. It put a light on the whole situation, and we could see it really wasn't that big of a danger. Our guide was super cool, and what an awesome view we had. So that's my story of my first time hiking in Brazil. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure to get out and do cool things, and keep living adventure style, guys. Peace out.